Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. I'm Philip Jacob and you're watching Metal Beings. So on today's video, it's the Maruti Suzuki Baleno. Not just the Baleno, it's the Altura. This is the Baleno Altura. Yes, this is a station wagon. Actually, there were a lot of Baleno sedans which were being sold, but the station wagon was sold for a very short period of time and it did not have a very big hit in the Indian market. So that is one reason why this car is very rare. And to the happiest part, this is my car. So if you have seen my previous video, you all would have seen that I sold my Baleno and I told I missed my Baleno. So instead of that, I had replaced it with a Baleno Altura. So first of all, let's just check the engine. So the engine is a 1.6 liter petrol engine which gives you around 95 bhp, and you guys already know about it. It still shames most of the new vehicles right now in the market. It still has a lot of horsepower and everything like that. But even though the Altura is a little big at the back, which I'll show you in a short while, it doesn't mean it reduces the pickup or the power of the vehicle. You still feel a very good jump from this engine. So while checking out the exterior, this car back in its time used to have a lot of good aerodynamic design. So as you can see, it has its swooping design over here, including the headlights. It's all nice and round. So in the front you have this kind of a hexagonal effect on the front grills, but after a period of time you have the 3-slat grill which used to come for the vehicles, but right now it is this in my 2001 model. And also I have some auxiliary lamps which I have added on to this vehicle. Over here you have a portion where you could add your fog lamps, but I've still not added. Maybe some yellow fog lamps is what I'm thinking for in this car. And as you come to the side, cameraman, please come. So as you can see, you have these 17-inch wheels over here. So by standard it came with a 13-inch wheels, which I did not like, so I wanted to upgrade it. So we upgraded with the 17-inch wheels. I bought these wheels from my friend. It was in a Honda Brio, so that is why you find these Honda logos. I'm going to change it. Please give it some time. So as you can see in the front, it is still a normal Baleno itself on the front portion, but as you come to the back, you have this roof rail. So the roof rail is the one which first shows that this is not a normal sedan, it is a station wagon. Okay, and then as you come to the back, until here if you see, it is still a normal Baleno. Just if I hide out this portion, you feel it is a Baleno itself. But then as the design is, it is a station wagon and it is a looker. It gives a very good look out in the market. And so unlike these new cars which come with the market with the roof rails, which are not usable, this is usable. Trust me, I've shifted my house, I've had cupboards on top of them and things like that, and it is strong, it can carry loads. And for the best part, this is where the car gets unique. It is a looker actually, to be frank. This, if I open the boot, I have a huge space over here. Right now I have my car cover inside, but the party trick is if you open this, there is still trays over here. I don't know, the previous owner misplaced the bucket I think, but there used to be a bucket over here, which of course in case you're going for a trip or something, maybe if you want to take bath, you can use that bucket. And installed 2 speakers, it has its own space. It's not like you have some separate boxes over here or something like that. It has its own space, lots of space. I've slept in here using this car. I've slept in this place when I've gone for trips. And now let's go and see the interior. So while checking out the interior, it's pretty basic. We have this 4-spoke steering wheel. So back in the days in 2001 and 2002, I guess, it came with a 4-spoke, and after that it came with a 3-spoke, but I have the 4-spoke and I kind of like it. You have the Suzuki symbol over here. You have the speedometer, the tachometer, and also the gauges for your engine temperature and also for your fuel gauge. It's a very basic dashboard, but it's of course back in the days, right? So it's very practical. And you have the air conditioning, you have the double-din air conditioning out over there also. Back back when this was released, they compared this one's air conditioning to a Mercedes-Benz. So that's how good the air conditioning is in this car. It came with a standard cassette player from Maruti Kenwood, but I replaced it. So that is a new Pioneer music system which I put over there. You have a small space if you want anything to be added. Maybe a full screen also, I can add it over here. You have the controls for the AC system. So this is the car which came first with this kind of an AC system, and this carried out for a very long time in the Maruti layout, but right now it's changed. But this is the car from when it started. Further down you have an ashtray, you have a 12-volt charging point. I've added in a air freshener, but there's a space here. I have this gear knob. This is one of the silkiest gear knobs ever. It just works absolutely beautifully, I can say. And going further down, you have this controls for this handbrake, and also you have these dummy places where you can add in lots of dummy switches, maybe some lights or anything like that. And also it had an armrest which could open and have a space inside. I have some sanitizers inside. So let's go for a drive and check the drive review. So this car purchase was an impulse buy. So the people who follow me might know I have a Mitsubishi Sedan, and before that I had a Baleno, which was the sedan version. And that Baleno, after I sold it, I really started missing it a lot. And it's not that I'm not happy with my Sedan. I'm really very happy with my Sedan too. But then once I was at office and I was just doing my casual work, and I got a free time, I was on Facebook market page and I saw this car. I did not have money or anything, but then yes, I just went ahead, borrowed some money from my friends and from my family and everything like that, and I went ahead and bought it. I paid them back, by the way. So the thing is that I just went ahead and bought this car. The problem was the car was in a very bad state. I'll show you some pictures. So that is why I got it for a takeaway deal. The car had a lot of rat bites inside. It was stinking of rats inside and things like that. The power steering was gone. The AC was not working. There was oil leakage inside the cabin. I don't know how we managed to put oil inside the cabin and things like that. And yeah, the body work around had a lot of dents. So all that was supposed to be maintained and done. So it's been almost like 2 years since I've got this car. So I'm doing it one by one right now. First thing I did was all the mechanical things. I fixed the steering rack issue first. The complete refurbishment of the steering rack was done in this car. And later after that I fixed all the suspension, the front and the back and the strut bars and everything like that. After that was done, then the car was fine. Then I had to do the air conditioning. So the evaporator had gone for the air conditioning. I did that, and then was the bodyworks. Bodywork, I couldn't do it completely. Basically what happened was it's expensive. So what I did was I just painted the panels which had a very bad dent, which made the look of the car at least a little bit decent. So I went ahead and did that. And after I did that, I've just done some regular maintenance. So my next plan on this car is basically I want to paint the complete car. I want to make sure that this car has a little bit of better looks on the outside, because it drives really well and the looks of the car is pretty not so great, I would say. Even if I polish this car, it doesn't give justice for this car's looks. So basically, this being a station wagon, it is an attention seeker, you know. A lot of people, if you go on the road, they'll just keep looking. They'll just look, which car is this? There are people who come and stop me. They're like, have you modified your car to be like this at all? So that happens a lot. So I just want to make sure that I'm painting this car first. So as per the drive, the wonderful drive, the only problem is I've made a mistake of adding a 17-inch wheel with a low profile tire. So it does compromise on the comfort part a little bit. But if the roads are good, right, then the car is just on its home ground. It just flies. And it's so stable. After the plus point of that 17-inch wheels is that because the wheels are much more wider, when I'm taking turns or anything like that, it is much more stickier to the ground. So that one part of this car is really amazing. And you want to have competition with this car, this 1.6, you guys know that it's in a lot of rallies and things like that. and it does have a good punch. The vehicle just does not want to give up with any of the brand new cars. Even though it is right now, let's say 22 years for this car, it still drives like a gun. And lots of long drives I've gone to Coorg, I've gone to Mangalore, I've gone to Ooty, plenty of amount of times in this car, and it's never given up in any state at all. So that's how great this car is. So right now I'm seated at the back of my Baleno Altura, and it has ample amount of space. I am a 6-footer and I have ample amount of headroom in the front, and this seat is set up for my height, so it is completely at the back and still I can sit, so that's one comfortable feature over here. I have an armrest, yes, and also these handles are also made in a way that it is like an armrest, so literally you can sit like a boss and you can be driven around. But I've never been seated over here because I'm always on the driver's seat. And yes, you have a very good view around. You have this handle, you have lights over here, and also light at the back just for the boot itself. That is one thing which is not there on the Baleno, but it is there in this Altura. And yes, there's a lot of space over here, lots of practical trips, and 3 people can comfortably sit. Yes, it has a tunnel down over here, but I think that's fine. My friends have never complained while going for a trip. So that's about at the back. So I told you guys about the rat bite, right? So this is one place where the rat had bitten, so I need to do the interior work also. It's not just in the front, it's also at the back. There is a rat bite over here, and it's also bitten the plastic panel. I don't know how it managed to do that, but yeah, it has done that. Yes, this is also a place where it used to go, but then there was multiple washes and everything which I did over here. Lots of washes. There was so much of scent of this rat inside this, so I've done really, like, I physically done the interior wash, and also I've given it outside for the interior wash so that that smell alone goes away. So yes, these are all pending works which needs to be done, but the first which I did was the mechanical part and the exterior, and finally, yes, I should do the interior too. So that's it from me, guys, on this Baleno Altura. So after a really long time, I've started making YouTube videos again, and I hope I will be continuing it here onwards. Please do let me know your comments of the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel too. I'll see you guys in another video with another car. Until then, goodbye.